Okay, so I'm back for part two. In part one, I applied all my foundation with our primer. I used our tinted moisturizer, and then our foundation. Um, I did a little contour, uh, contour. Um, so now I have a good start to apply the rest of my makeup. And let's see. Okay. So after I've done all that, the next thing that I want to apply is my blush scents. So I take this right here, and this one is chocolate cherry. It's actually, I wanted to order the terracotta because I think it would be a better color for me, but it was out of stock, but it just came back into stock, so I ordered it. I'm super excited about it. Okay, so this one, I'm going to use this brush to apply. It's kind of like the foundation brush, but it's a little bit more curved and fluffy, and it's dense. So I shook this up really well because it's liquid, obviously. So I just took this, the makeup palette I used last time. I just take a little bit and put like a little dot. You don't use very much of it. And then you basically rub your brush all in it. You could put it directly on your brush too. I've done that plenty of times. So you want to go along your cheekbone. And I just dab it. I don't know if you can see it super well. And then after I do that, my favorite product, Pearlizer. This right here, it gives you the J-Lo glow. It's so great. It's like, and it's not over, it doesn't overdo it. It doesn't look like you just put glitter all over your face. Nobody wants that. So what I do is I just put it directly on the brush that I applied the blush scents with. I just put like a little, not a whole squirt. Do not use a whole squirt. Just like a little dab. And then I put it right here. Yes, you can have gum. You can have gum. Yes, it's fine. You know, it never seems to fail when you tell your kids that you need to do something that they have 1,000 questions to ask you while you're doing that. Okay, so if you can see in the lighting, let me lean over here. See the light picks up. Yeah, there it is. The glow. I think I just made my J-Lo face when I did that, but mine's not nearly as good as hers. Okay. So I apply that. And then after I do that, I start on my eyes. So I start out with a candlelight shadow sense. Now, some people, so they think, oh, you know, liquid eyeshadows, they're hard to use, or you know, whatever. They're not. These are super easy. Oh, and something I never said is that all of our cosmetics, they all have this Cineplex complex. See where it says with Cineplex complex? Um, it's skincare in our makeup. And so that's another one of the reasons. There's a lot of good makeup out there. I mean, there is. Um, but one of the things that I have found with switching to ours is I need to start taking care of my skin, and I need to start doing it now. And what better way than to have skincare in your makeup? Um, so, I used to use some other makeup and it was great. I loved it. But when you're thinking about all the stuff that's in it and what it's doing to your skin, where it's made, all of our products are made in America. And so when you start really thinking about that, and you start thinking, you know what, I wear makeup every day, and I should probably start taking care of my skin better. So our Cineplex, it increases cell renewal. And so my skin has been so much healthier since I've been using it. I mean, I could, I didn't necessarily take care of my skin before. Like, I washed it with soap and water, but I started being able to really tell. And I've only been using like our actual skincare for about a month, and I can tell a big difference. So, anyway. Okay, so I take this, and basically, now this I just use it as a base. And I do like this. Yeah, and I just spread it with my finger. Now, these are made to be pliable, okay? But they'll eventually not move. That's a big difference. Base, no base. And you see why I said that I didn't have to put anything on my eyelids. I don't put moisturizer because oils will break this down. You don't want to put moisturizer on before you do this. So I do it to the other eye. Okay. And so I just feel like putting this base on here lets you things be true to color. And you could tell, see, my eyes, they were really dark. I have dark, just natural dark circles. I'm dark complected. And so this helps um, with colors on my eyelids being true to color versus it blending away in my dark eyelids. Okay, so I have mulberry. I have plenty of them, but I'm going to use mulberry and mocha java. Let's see. These are not the shimmers. These are the mattes. But I have some shimmers, and they're really good too. So I take the mulberry, and I just apply it right here. Kind of like I did the candlelight, but let me find my brush. This brush came with the set. And they blend so well. You just see that, how it blends. I just kind of put it in the middle because I'll put mocha java on the end. I love this mulberry color. Sometimes I mix a little bit of this into my blush too and give it like a little bit of a pinker color. Okay. So these, like I said, they're like cream to powder, and they really are so easy to use. And then mocha java next. So I put that on like the corner. I'm just using the same brush. And these are really neutral on me. Now I have like garnet, and it's a lot darker. And I have smoked topaz. I think it's a lot darker too, but I don't need that today. Usually those are more of like you're going out somewhere and you want more of a bolder eye, but see, looks good. And I'll show you garnet on my hand. It's like a little bit goes a long way with this one. This one's garnet. And you can and then I have some, this is smoked topaz. I lost the sticker for it on the bottom. It's like this greenish color, but it kind of looks like a little bit charcoaly green. I don't know if you can see that, but it's really pretty. Okay, so I've done that. Oh, and I have, this is the, what is it, Sandstone Pearl Shimmer. And if you want a little bit of shimmer, you can put this like in the corner right here, see? And then just spread it out. I didn't put too much, but if you want a little bit of the shimmer, I don't use the shimmer. I think I put too much of that. But you know, you can use your fingers or you can use a brush. Either one, it works. Okay, so after I do that, I use Onyx Shadow Sense. I use this for my eyeliner. And most people are like, what? No, that would be so hard. It's really easy. And they're super silky. So now the one disclaimer I say about using this is that when you're using them as eyeshadows, you're spreading them across. They're made to be pliable. You have plenty of time to spread it, but then they dry, okay? And then they're not going anywhere, okay? When you use this as eyeliner, you're putting it on really thick. So it takes a long time to, not a long time to dry. I would probably say it takes about 30 minutes for it to set on me. You know, you're not going to put it on and be like, oh, it dries. It's not going to smudge, and then do that, you know, and I mean, it's going to smudge. So you have to give it a little while. But what I do is see this tip. Oh, there we go. See how it's like curved? So I use that little end right there and I just apply it. I just take it and now I'm not in front of the mirror that I normally use. Normally I would get a lot closer. And then you can take like an angled brush and get down there and smooth it out. I normally, if I'm actually just putting it on the mirror and I get really close, I don't need to smooth it out, but since I'm doing it on a video, it's a little bit harder. What, Jude? Hold on, hold on. Oh, I just jacked that up. Jude's trying to talk to me while I'm doing this and it's not working out. Okay. So see, it's pretty easy. Hey, Jude, I'm not almost done. Give me just a second. A million questions. Okay, so then what I do, if you want to do a wing, and I usually do, is I just write, trying to see where you can see it, up here, and I just tap my brush on the end of it. Voila. Instant wing. Okay, so another thing that I use onyx for, and most people probably can't do this, but I use it for my eyebrows. But I have dark skin and dark hair. But you can use these for your eyebrows. A lot of people use Mocha Java for theirs. Some people can use garnet, but it has kind of a red tint, so you have to be really careful with it. But so what I do is I dab a little on my hand. So as you can see, my eyebrows, they're jacked up. See, I have a scar from when I was a kid. So mine, I have to do a little different. See, I dab it on here. So to fill in my scar, kind of just dab, and then I create like a base, like on the bottom for it. And I create a line on the top. And I just follow it around. Look at that brow. So much better. Now, I have to match the other one. Now, something to remember about eyebrows is they're sisters, not twins, okay? You'll never get it perfect. So I'll make the top line, kind of make the shape, go down to the tail. And this is starting to dry, so you'll get used to it. But this one I don't have to fill in as much because I don't have a scar. And then just match them. There you go. But like I said, look, I have a dark spot right here. They're sisters, not twins. Okay. So after I do that, I use, I put on mascara. So they've been out of black mascara and underscents, and I want it, so I just use this Clinique mascara, and it's not that good, but it's what I got. Now, I have some other mascaras sometimes that are a little bit better, but I've seen some before and after pictures of SeneGence and with the underscents, and I want it because I need length on my eyelashes. Okay, and then I usually curl them afterwards. And there you go. And then, oh, set it with some powder. I do have, so I usually love pressed powder, and I ran out, and of course I did, right? And I don't have my powder brush in here. But sometimes I use this little beauty blender. And like our makeup, it turns to powder anyway, so I feel like you don't need a lot of powder, and that's probably why they only have loose powder. But I like to put powder up here and like on my nose and around this area, so sometimes I'll take some powder with a beauty blender and I'll put it powder on my forehead right here. Now this is just some Clinique powder that I just have, and I need some more pressed powder. But I basically will take it and set like on my nose. But I usually don't put it around here because I don't need to put it around there. It already looks finished. And then that's it. That's all I do for makeup. And pause, and I can go get my lip scents, and I will do an application for you. Pause. Okay. So, let's do Praline Rose. Oh, and I'll show you what I do with Bravo. Because at first I didn't really like it, and now I like it as a base color. It's kind of thicker. So you clean your lips really well, of which, yeah, here's my. So you just take a rag or a washcloth, and preferably with warm water, but I'm not right there. So Bravo, shake it up really, really well. It's super thick, and you have to put on super duper thin layers. And then Praline Rose, yeah, shake it up. So when you go from one corner to the other corner, I go really fast with Bravo. What? And that way it doesn't streak when I go really fast. So I like, my lips are sticky, but I like Bravo as a base color. And then you do some Praline Rose. My lips are sticking together. And my gloss is in my purse, so I'm going to use matte gloss. Normally I wouldn't use matte gloss at first, but my gloss is in the other room. I would use, if I use matte gloss, I use it later on in the day. I always put glossy on first. Let it soak in, then I use matte gloss. But you could use it. Look good? Yeah. Okay, there we are. Finished makeup. Let me know if you have any questions.